ato force lawyer e de nsem ya betu dwa na so chema o se na case no egusu ekoko no o se mo prove to the whole Ghanaian say ato force is innocent of all the charges are the ebu abono tankabe anka they should do it live on TV no bia ehun na yes some nasty insensem bi ekoso between the judge or the assembly so and former President John Dramani Mahama. They are having a secret WhatsApp conversation concerning a case in Sensibia Ecoso. Now, according to the WhatsApp chat and the leaked WhatsApp chat, you say a Supreme Court judge to see or assembly so. And I don't say, but Mahama na kuti kwambi suno. To me at a person if you assemble Bibia at today. Tomoka Monampo just and Simu Chumubra, Madam.
Hear the tip. What are we hypocrites? I mean, what's that? The guy, Richard Jakpa, said that anytime you bring up this, when we went to Yoni Kulendi's house, who is Mr. Yoni Kulendi? He's a distinguished justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana. And then all the publications say a certain Supreme Court judge. And today, the NDC in their tape, that's how I call it, because Frank Davis said it's doctored, you heard that already, and we have observed all kinds of things, but we'll get there. Today, Richard Jakpa, in his testimony on the recorded tape, a tape that Richard Jakpa was aware that he was recording, discloses the name of a judge, and still media people sit on radio and say, oh, we don't know who this judge. Have you been told not to mention the judge's name, and therefore you are expressing your professional discredits that you heard the tape? Please play it again. Maybe I'm wrong. Play it again.
That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when I went to Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, that is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue, me to go about my answer. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when I went to Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we now officially know. We can no longer say it's a certain judge whose name we don't know. It is the distinguished Yoni Kulendi, Justice of the Supreme Court, one of the most distinguished barristers of all time in Ghana. And he's the Justice of the Supreme Court, in whose house this meeting occurred. Now we are getting conflicting signals. How many times did the meeting occur in the judge's house? Now, if the NDC is alleging all of these things against Godfrey Dame, that he wanted to cajole Richard Jakpa to change his testimony, in fact, to tell lies, did this occur in Justice Kulendi's presence? Was Justice Kulendi there when the Attorney General was convincing his cousin, his brother, that he should tell lies? And what did Justice Kulendi say? And did Justice Kulendi preside over these meetings where the NDC is alleging that Jakpa was being cajoled by the Attorney General to speak things that are untrue in order to incriminate Atuforsen, the minority leader? All these things happen in the presence of such a distinguished judge in the judge's house. The judge was the host of the meeting. All of these things happen in the judge's house, and the judge was aware about it. He knows that Attorney General was sitting in my house as a Supreme Court judge and trying to tell my brother that he should speak lies. Was the Supreme Court judge in this meeting? Play the tape again. Let's hear the name of the Supreme Court judge.
That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when I went to Yoni Kulendi's place, anytime you bring this issue, that is my problem I'm having. Because me, for example, that is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue, me to go about my answer. That is the problem I'm having. Anytime you bring up this issue with Yoni Kulendi, when I went to Yoni Kulendi's place.
Okay, so at the outset, we know who the judge is. No issues. We're not pussyfooting about this. We know who the judge is. And media people who tomorrow morning come and sit on media say, we don't know who the judge is. We don't know. Were you not in the press conference when I said you get here play the tape? the doctor tape. Were you not there when he played it? And in the doctor tape, did you hear Richard Jakpa mention Kulendi's name? Why then are we continuing with it? I don't know who the judge is. A name withheld. Please. Here on Good Evening Ghana, we don't do that. That's why we have been here for so long. We speak it as it is. It's blunt. It is Justice Kulendi, one of the most distinguished barristers and a particularly distinguished judge. It was in his house that this meeting occurred. Jakpa is related to him, and that's the reason why he offered to host this meeting. That's the matter of. We'll see that the fundamental theory that underpinned the conversation was a disagreement about the import of LC within the context of the prosecution. That's fundamentally that. The fundamental thing in the theory of the conversation is that the two parties are disagreeing on the import, purpose, validation, the veracity of the letters of credit. Attorney General thinks the letters of credit mean this. Jakpa says no, the letters of credit means that. That's fundamentally what's on the tape. Nothing more, as far as we are concerned, nothing less. Have a listen, viewers. Have a listen. This is the substantial part of the tape. This one covered most of it. Have a listen.
No, no, the LC is established as soon as you sign the contract. You establish the LC, and that becomes the security comfort for the supplier to invest his money.
It says this is on site of goods and return upon the sign of the contract.
Yes.
For every 50 ambulances.
Yes.
Yes. Which contract is this? It's not a contract for every 50 ambulances. So under this main contract, this was like the main contract.
The main contract,
Yes,
and LC for every 50 of the 200. You said so. So the contract is not saying that government should establish one LC which is 15.8 million euros for the whole 200 at a go. No, government has a bulk contract of 15.8 million euros. Now this contract will become, the ambulance will be coming in tranches of 50 ambulances. So you establish your LC for the 50. When that 50 have been delivered and everything sorted out and handed over, another LC is established for another subsequent 50 until you finish all the 200. That is what the contract says. So the LC that was established,
even then, no. I don't agree with your explanation. But even then, this explanation, that's not what happened in this case.
okay, what happened?
Yeah, that's not what happened. Yes, because the LC was established even before pre-shipment inspection.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
there was no pre-shipment inspection. So,
Yeah.
so it means there was no basis for the LC to be established in the first place.
No.
That's really not your problem anyway.
Right, that place,
Yeah.
in that particular place, you are getting it wrong. If you may have patience for me to explain.
No.
You are getting it wrong there because when you establish LC, the LC had conditions precedent for it to be on it, and the condition precedent states that you can only cash the LC when you present shipping documents, which is bill of lading, to the Ghana International Bank of the buyer before the LC can be on it. So even though the LC was established upon the signing of the contract, was supposed to be established upon the signing of the contract, it cannot be cashed or on it. It becomes a form of security for the supplier to invest his own money. And when he ships the ambulances, he can then send a bill of lading to your bankers to then honor the LC, because that is a condition precedent.
In any case, in this case, even the LC was actually cashed. Everything, that payment was actually made before the goods were shipped.
No,
the goods got to Ghana.
No.
Okay.
He couldn't have the supply. There's no way under the sun he could have cashed the LC before the shipping document, which were condition precedent, was presented to Ghana International Bank. Even when he presented the document to Ghana International Bank refused to honor the LC, raising issues of discrepancy, which came back to Bank of Ghana, which later went to the Ministry of Health, and then Animana authorized Bank of Ghana through Ministry of Finance to pay, because they had sorted out the discrepancies with Big C. That time, around this time, or the ambulances had already arrived in Ghana. You were not privy to this one, I'm telling you.
Yes, that was the main conversation. This was it. The conversation was about the LC as done. No, I don't think the LC. This is what it was about.